Um, hey guys, Warrior Father Culture here. Got one of my good friends, Brandon.
What's up, man?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some guns, some kit, have some fun. So if you want to just introduce yourself, who you are, what you've done.
Brandon Ward, joined the Marine Corps at 17. Joined the infantry, did 100% non-combat deployments. Got a lot of good training in though. Became pretty big into guns and competition shooting after my first deployment. Started with some budget stuff and then slowly got into like preparedness, kind of just the whole what happens if things went down, and started investing into more and more stuff, and it's kind of landed me into what I have now.
Yeah.
Which some people think is a little crazy.
I mean, I don't think it's too crazy. I think it's definitely, I've seen people with a lot more.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
For sure. So some of the training that you've done, can you just talk about that a little bit?
So I've gone through a couple CQB courses with the Marine Corps, and then a couple outside. I've been able to train with some SWAT teams, some police departments, off the record, I guess you would say, non-official courses, just with how the laws kind of go. I've done a lot of competition shooting in North Carolina, which has done some good for me. And then just time on my own has been honestly the best. Watch a lot of people.
For sure.
A lot of people like crap on the social media guys and YouTubers and stuff like that, but especially with like what's going on right now, when everything's not
That's
open.
all you got.
Like that is all you got.
Yeah.
And watching those guys, you pick up on the little stuff, just like, oh, if my hand placement's like this, or I grab my mag like this, or something like that.
Yeah, I've definitely been watching a lot more videos recently, and it's like just talking about training you can do at home, and like the most important stuff is like just making stuff muscle memory. You know,
definitely.
Just when it comes to pistol, like your whole draw stroke, you can do that in your house.
Yeah, dry firing is huge right now.
Yeah, exactly.
The price of ammo right now, dry firing is the way to go.
You need to dry fire.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. And just for people who don't know, CQB, Close Quarters Combat.
Battle, yeah.
Yeah. So, that's awesome, man. And so you're saying this has kind of evolved. How long has it evolved to this point?
I'd probably say some things have stayed since I bought them. I also have another belt that's kind of my leftover stuff. Like if someone comes to shoot with me, like I'll let them use it.
Nice.
But this has probably been since probably good 3 years, to where I'm pretty happy with how everything would go.
So you're telling me it didn't take like one shot, you set it up and it was perfect?
No, absolutely not. I've been at shoots and I've done something and I'm like, wow, that is extremely uncomfortable. And I get off the line and I'm like with a multi-tool ripping a mag pouch off or doing something else. Especially shooting in vehicles. A lot of guys set their belts up and they're standing in their basement and they're like, yeah, this is awesome. This is going to work perfectly. And then they get into a vehicle, which I'm lucky I can do some shooting out of vehicles. And you're just like, I can't sit with my IFAK here. I can't grab my pistol from here. Like, it's impossible to grab a tourniquet.
Yeah.
And you learn real quick when you're not sitting in your mom's basement.
Yeah, no, for sure. And so what was kind of the main factors that went into the setup, like right here? I know you're saying like some things are more so like what works in multiple situations, but what was like the main focus with setting it up?
Well, I have an issue, and a lot of people say I'm the devil's child, but so I'm a right-handed rifle shooter and I'm a left-handed pistol shooter. So with that being said, I have to limit putting magazines in the right spots, especially with my rifle mags, to where I don't cross to grab my pistol. So I had 2 rifle mag pouches here, but it pushed my pistol too far forward. I had S-Tech, the Kiwi pouches on here.
Yeah.
But I shoot a lot of different guns with different calibers and stuff like that. So I switched over to the Tacos just because I can loosen and tighten these for different mags.
Yeah, exactly.
I shoot AKs, shooting SCARs, 1911s with these pistol mags. They're a little pricey, but you're buying one mag pouch that does a couple different things.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's awesome.
But definitely this is what you would call like a duty belt. I've got medical, I've got an extra tourniquet pouch, a dump pouch, which a lot of people think is only for a magazine, but this has had granola bars and markers and all pasties, everything in there.
For sure.
Safariland on the QLS system.
Nice.
That's been big because I get to play with a lot of different guns.
For sure.
And that it's just so much easier than unweaving this to put someone else's holster on here. Yeah, and then just gloves so you're not burning your fingers with the suppressors and stuff like that. Especially with how hot it's been down here lately.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it was 107 heat index yesterday.
Yeah, and we were out shooting yesterday. Yeah, it was
nice.
It was hot. I went through I think 2 shirts. So.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, but it kind of sounds like one of the most important things when you're setting stuff up like this is comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what makes sense for you, what's comfortable for you.
Yeah, definitely. It is a use it and learn instead of like the social media thing. Like everyone looks at one guy and he says like, man, this dude's the coolest. I will buy his exact belt and I will use it. But like, you're gonna have different preferences than he has, even though he's got like 2 million followers on Instagram. It's like they're good to reference off of, and
for sure.
Like you get good ideas. But I would definitely say like spend the money and train, and it'll change everything for you.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of guys out there that know what they're talking about, even like Warrior Poet Society or Grand Thumb. Like they definitely know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they're subject matter experts.
And even they say you have to go train, figure out what works for you. Like that's what's most important. Because you can go and get this cool belt that has everything already on it, but then you realize like there's probably not a pre-made belt out there that fits your
there is not. Yeah, there is
like,
not.
there's just no way for it to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely figure out what works best for you, and that's awesome.
Oh yeah. And then with the chest rig, if you want me to go over this.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the Spirited Systems chest rig. I like this a lot more than the other ones that are the major competitors out there.
Yeah.
There is a company coming out with one right now that everyone thinks is going to be the best of the best, especially with the price that it's coming in at. But the nice thing about this is that I can switch these out. So right now I've got Scar 17 mags in here, and I can pull this placard out with the Velcro, and I can throw 5.56 mags in here.
That's dope.
And then you can take it out and you can put, if you've got like an MP5 or a Chris Vector or something like that, they come with a 4 mag insert that you can put in there for that. And then you can do like a full flap. You can do a full flap up here or a half.
That's awesome.
The pistols. And then this is just more medical. I mean, you can't go wrong with more medical.
Of course.
This stays in my truck, just like this. This is really my go idea. I think more than likely, if I had to grab one of these and if something were to happen when I was on the road, I would most definitely go with this.
Yeah.
Because I can throw this over the top of me and not buckle it if needed, like to just get ammo on me.
Yeah.
And then when I had a second, I can buckle it up. And this definitely holds more med than I think. And if I needed to, or I wanted to run something else, you can add more magazines, some comms, which is what I'm in the works of now.
Nice.
But yeah, these are what I think right now are what works best for me. I would say I'll say that it works best for me.
Yeah, like so I'm still working on getting some more kit for me and everything. Like honestly, I was just using the Sif issue belt we had. And
That's what I started with. Yeah,
and just to have something at least because I definitely feel like for a go situation or having a truck gun or something like that, sometimes having a full plate carrier just doesn't make sense.
Staying mobile is the way to go.
Exactly. Yeah. You got to be fast. I mean, even with like the situations that are going on right now with the riots and stuff like that, you just want to get out of that area. That's more important than you staying and fighting. Like that's
our job as civilians, or when we're acting as a civilian or not at work, is not to get in the fight. It's to get you and your family and whoever's with you out of the fight, or the civilians who are around you, who are the ones in trouble, is to get to them, put rounds down if need be, but to get them out of there.
Exactly, and working with a belt or working with like a little bit of a chest rig, like it just makes that much more sense.
Yeah.
You can easily set it up with medical, with mags and everything, and even like having a pistol holster on the belt and everything too. Like it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And even like I've seen a lot of guys too, what they'll have too with their chest rig is they'll have their IFAK on the back, and they'll have a chest rig that's up here that they can just literally rip off and throw to someone.
Yep.
So if they need to provide security, they can literally just rip it off, throw it to someone, and they can still be providing security while someone else can just like that.
Yeah, it's the way to go.
Yeah, for sure. It just makes sense. And having options and be able to interchange with a lot of different firearms and other stuff is really good. So for guys who are just starting out, what are some things you'd recommend to them necessarily when it comes to belts, mag pouches, and pistol holsters?
So definitely spend money on training and shooting. But I also have a very strong feeling on buy quality stuff.
Sure.
And don't go on Amazon or Wish. Like, truly buy what works. And that's where you can reference what the social media guys and the soft dudes and the competition shooters, that's what they use, because if they're trusting it, like, it's good enough for me. Like,
yeah, for sure.
So I think for a belt, so this is not a Raptor, or this is not a Ronin belt. I have a Ronin belt and I really like it. This was actually a gift. This is Raptor Tactical. Like laser cut molly on it.
Yeah.
I think it works just as good as the Ronin. The Ronin's probably a little more durable. I think the belt's a little thicker.
Okay.
And it also has that like D hook right here.
Yeah.
So if someone were to hand me one of them, I would go with the Ronin. The Ronin's a little more expensive, but when you are carrying 3 pistol mags, your rifle mag, med, all day in the heat, like it's been down here, you want a good belt that's going to stay on your body for back support. I think it is huge to have a good quality belt. So I would say start with a good belt, buy a couple extra mags for whatever gun you've got. Medical's big. You don't have to buy the huge CLS certified, because that's just jacking up the price. You can find on, I know Warrior Poet has a good, the Blue Force gear kit that he sells. T-Rex Arms sells like a pre-built IFAK.
Yep, I've seen that one too. And actually, High Speed Dad has a first aid kit that actually I think is the perfect size. It doesn't rip off, which is kind of like the only con I see with it. But it definitely is one of those perfect size. It opens up. It doesn't completely fold out and make all your stuff fall out.
Like the Sith issue IFAKs.
Yeah, it actually just like it fits perfect. It's a decent size, and you can kind of make it fit your situation, which I kind of like. Instead of getting a pre-built one, and in some situations I'll get something pre-built. Like there's like a blister kit that I bought from Adventure Medical. And it has everything you need to treat blisters. I think that's awesome. So I'll put that in with a kit that has alcohol, that has quick clot, that has tourniquets, all this other stuff to kind of supplement. But I definitely think making your own first aid kit.
Yeah, I think with the medical note that I've seen a lot of guys realize is we all want to think about like mass cas. We're like putting chest seals on everybody, tourniquets on everybody, and have as many tourniquets as you want. But like I know John Lavelle of Warrior Poet Society has spoken of this, but like you need like a boo-boo kit. Like I cut myself at the range all the time, and I get there and I'm like, I have all of this Gucci medical gear and I can't stop my thumb from bleeding. And I just have to like take electrical tape and I look like an idiot. So I think adding Band-Aids and like the small stuff, like I've got like ibuprofen in here now, just like small stuff.
Yeah, like the boo-boo stuff. I definitely,
especially with the dad stuff.
Exactly. In the first aid video I did, I talked about that. Like you want to have a tiered medical system, and having ibuprofen, having Band-Aids, having little alcohol wipes. Like that stuff just makes sense at the end of the day.
We'll be honest, that's what we're using 99% of the time.
Exactly.
Tim Kennedy said like, I really hope like I die in like a pile of like fired brass, like protecting my home, but I'm probably gonna like choke on a cupcake my daughter. like that's like our lifestyle. Like we all love, and like we'll be honest, like I don't need this in multicam, but that's what I like. We all want to think this is what we need, but like we need the reality stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure. So
I've been carrying this pistol for probably a year now. I've gone from Glock 19, 17s, had a 34, didn't really carry it. I had a 43 as well, liked it, but I was not a fan of the lack of ammo capacity with it. But this is a Glock 45 frame with a 19x slide. Really the only reason I did that was because I didn't have to pay for a Cerakote job on the slide of the 45, and it worked out pretty good. I have the Glock night sights on here. I don't have an issue with the Glock night sights. A lot of people have an issue with them, and they like to bash stock stuff. Only thing I will probably do to this in the future is add a red dot. Red dot on pistols is the way to go now.
Sure.
It is literally scientifically proven that
It's and the main part of the reason for that is just that quicker target acquisition. Like it's so much easier to look at just a red dot instead of trying to line up your front and rear and then put it on target. So
I do stipple these just the heat down here, my hands. Even with gloves, I feel like I just can't get a good grip on non-stippled guns. I have a Streamlight TLR1 HL on this thing. I say go with a good company. And the problem with when people go with bad companies, in my opinion, that a lot of guys don't think about is sure, you're saving on this, but you can't find a holster for some Amazon Light on even on a Glock. They don't make holsters, and a lot of guys will send in emails to T-Rex Arms or Safariland guys and say, make a holster for X Light, and they're like, no, because like no one,
garbage.
It's garbage, and they're not going to make money on it because there's you and 10 other people who have that light. So I say stick with quality. I had the TLR1 on here, and then the HL I switched over, but that's really it with the X300s are good. I'm just a fan of actually the switches on the Streamlight a little more. I do have a Surefire X300 on my 1911, but yeah, I went with the Streamlight.
Nice. Now let's talk about this sexy beast.
All right. So this is my Scar 17, and just like with my kit, this has had a lot of changes. So definitely when you buy a rifle and you buy an optic or something like that, you can move it. You can see other guys' gear. Definitely back to that social media thing. Before you invest $1,000 into an optic, watch videos, try and find someone who's got one. I shot someone's razor before I got mine, which sold me. I would not cheap out on stuff like this, especially if you have a Scar. Don't cheap out on the optic because it will break it. Don't buy a good optic and throw it in a cheap mount. But in the words of Grantham, we'll go tip to butt. We just had the stock FN muzzle brake on here, very loud. You can definitely feel it. We have a PEC 15 on here. On this side of the rifle, we have a Surefire X300. It's just the push button. I actually like the push button setup better. Less cords, in my opinion, is way better. It gets hung up on stuff, especially being in a CAAT platoon where I was in Humvees all the time. Definitely noticed just the slicker you can get your stuff, even with the slings. This actually really bugs me. I need to strap this up. Especially when your adrenaline's going, stuff getting hung up, you will start losing it.
For sure.
So I just have a single pressure pad here for the PEC. I could honestly go without it and press up top, but it really is just sleek in here. It doesn't.
Yeah, it just makes it easier.
Yeah, and it doesn't get caught on anything. I haven't had it get caught on anything. I just have a BCM sling mount here. Again, go with quality. I know like UTG sells like $4 sling mounts, and I've literally broken them on regular AR-15. So I knew with this thing it was gonna blow it right off.
Even on mine, I have a Magpul. And it's a full metal one. It's not polymer. I've seen some of the Magpul makes polymer ones too, but I just like the.
Like I said, Vortex Razor 1-6. It's got the really simple JM1 reticle in it. I'm a big fan of that. I don't like all the stuff going on. My bolt gun, I do have a Tremor 3 reticle, which is super complex, and I don't even completely understand it yet. And then I have a Delta Point Pro on a Arisaka offset mount. It's definitely takes some training to get used to the offset mount,
Mm-hmm.
but it is nice because I can hold this on a magnification of 3 to 4, somewhere around there, and I can just take all my up close shots with this.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a Faro Concept Slingster on here, and yeah, the gun's fun to shoot, especially right now with all the ammo issues. It's decently easy to find some cheap 7.62 to shoot.
For sure.
I don't like running steel through this thing, but when there's no ammo, there's no ammo. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, this can change just like your kit. This
Yeah.
can definitely change.
Yeah, just like, you know, it took him 3 years, 2 deployments, a whole bunch of training for him to finally get to his setup. You know, so it's probably going to take some time. You're not going to get it right the first time, which is okay.
Definitely.
And you'll eventually get to a point where, like he said, it's just that sweet spot that feels so good. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Warrior Father Culture. Obviously, our mindset here, we want to make warriors, we want to make fathers, warrior fathers that are changing this world for the better. Please like, comment, subscribe in the comments. Tell us how we're wrong.
Yeah, please tell me how I'm wrong, how my kit is completely wrong, how you could do it better in your mom's basement, how your $200 Anderson rifle can outshoot this thing, your flashlights are way cooler, and how I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'd love to hear that.
But constructive criticism is okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Anything like, hey, I run mine like this. Have you ever thought about trying this? That's okay. But if you're some basement warrior that has killed a lot of zombies, I don't think that's really gonna give you some credit here.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys, and as you can see from the channel art, our slogan just got put up there. It's kind of changing, but we want to seek knowledge, we want to show heart, and we want to stay strong, guys. And that's what being warrior fathers are all about. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much, brother, for coming out.
Thank you.
Definitely have you on the channel again. So
Yeah.
see you guys later.